Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video, we are going to discuss about crystal lattices and crystal planes. Let's start the video. Let us go through the basic definitions which are relevant to lattice sites. In the previous video, we discussed about unit cells and lattices. Now, coming to the lattices, some of the important terms which are related to lattices are points, vectors, and Miller indices. Points, like in the unit cells, those are the points where the atoms may be present, and therefore we may call them atomic points. These are the smallest unit in a lattice site. Then vectors. Vectors are generally defined to have a particular direction which is normal to the plane of the lattice. Okay, so these are relevant in terms of the direction. Third, the Miller indices, which are used to define a particular plane. Let us go a bit deeper and clear these points. So first of all, Miller indices was proposed by a scientist, Miller. It describes certain crystallographic directions and planes in a material. And as we discussed in the previous lecture, these are denoted by different types of brackets. For example, normal parenthesis, less than equal to, or square brackets. And negative numbers in the Miller indices are represented by a bar over that particular number. So here in Miller indices, we don't use negative numbers. Instead, we prefer bars over the number. So here we have the basic unit cell where we have the x-axis, y-axis and z-axis. Now, to name a plane, or how can we represent different planes? We have to use Miller indices. For example, this front face is given or represented by 1, 0, 0. Why? Because you can see this plane is touching only the x-axis. This plane is not touching the y-axis and it is not touching the z-axis. Therefore, 1 represents x-axis, then 0, 0 represents it is not touching y-axis or z-axis. Similarly, in the next plane, you can see it is represented by, this plane is represented by 0, 1, 0. Why? Because this plane or the yellow plane is touching only the y-axis. It is not touching the x-axis or z-axis. Therefore, it is 0, 1, 0. Similarly, this plane is touching only the z-axis. Therefore, it is given by 0, 0, 1 because it is not touching the x-axis. It is not touching y-axis. It is touching only the z-axis. In this way, using Miller indices, we can represent different planes of a lattice. Now, let us take some examples. So, suppose someone asks you to draw the planes with following Miller indices in a cube. 1, 1, 0, 2, 0, 2, 3, 2, 1 and 1 bar, 1 bar, 1 bar, 2 bar, 1 bar, 0. Remember, these bars are representing negative numbers. So it is -1, -1, -1. Okay, so how can we draw the planes using Miller indices for these particular points. So first of all, let us talk about 1, 1, 0. Here it is 1, 1, 0. So if you take the reciprocal, so you have 1 divided by 1, 1 divided by 1 and 0. So 1 divided by 0. So here if you convert them, you will get 1, 1 and 1 divided by 0 will give you infinity or infinite number. So how to represent this number? Simple. Remember here you can see 1 is representing the x-axis. So the plane will be touching the x-axis. Next one is representing the y-axis. So the plane will be touching the y-axis. And because it is third point is infinity, so that means it is parallel to the z-axis. So the plane will not touch the z-axis. Okay. So if you draw the plane which is touching the x-axis and y-axis, not touching the z-axis, then you will end up with this particular plane. Now coming to the next example, 2, 0, 2. Simply take the reciprocal 1 by 2, 1 by 0, 1 by 2. So you will end up with 1 by 2, infinity, 1 by 2. So how can we draw this plane? So 1 by 2 means 1 by 2 of x-axis. So x-axis is having a length 1 and this is the point with 1 by 2. Similarly, infinity means it is not touching the y-axis. So this plane will not touch the y-axis. Third point is 1 by 2 which is touching the z-axis. Again, z-axis is total length is this one and this is the center point of the z-axis. So a plane which is touching the x-axis, not touching the y-axis and touching the z-axis can be drawn like this. Okay. So in this way we can draw the planes using Miller indices. Now similarly you can try for the third, that means C and D, try to draw the planes. Now coming to the planes where you have negative numbers. So remember, negative numbers are represented by bars. So 1 bar, 1 bar, 1 bar is basically minus 1, minus 1, minus 1. Okay. So it is not possible to plot the above plane keeping the origin at the center or where we have been using the origin. Instead, what we will do is we will shift the axis to a new point and from there we will draw the planes. For example, here you can see we were using the origin always in this point. So this is our origin. So from here, instead of drawing the plane, what we can do is we can shift the origin from this point to another point at the right top corner. And now this origin has been shifted. So we have the x-axis, new x-axis, which is this one on the top, new y-axis, this one, and the new z-axis, this one. So if this is positive x, okay, if this line is positive x, then we will end up with this line which is negative x. If this is positive y, then the opposite direction is negative y. And looking upward, if it is positive z, then moving downward will be negative z. Okay, now let us plot the plane. So minus 1, minus 1, minus 1. So in x-axis, it is moving towards minus 1. So this is the minus axis. So this point in the x-axis. Similarly, moving in the minus y direction. So this is your minus y because this was your plus y. Okay, plus y. Similarly, minus z. So this was your plus z going upward. Here we are at the minus z. So if we connect these 3 points and draw the plane, we will end up with this particular plane, which is representing -1, -1, -1, or we can call it 1 bar, 1 bar, 1 bar. Similarly, you can try for 2 bar, 1 bar, 0. So 2 bar means -2, 1 bar means -1, and 0 is 0. Take the reciprocal, 1 by 2, -1, and 1 by 0 is infinity, which is parallel to z-axis. So this plane will touch the x-axis in -1 by 2, in y direction -1, and it will not touch the z-axis. Let us do the same thing. First, shift the origin from normal origin point to the top of the right corner. So we have shifted the origin. We have new plus axis, minus axis across this particular point. Now to draw the lines. So here you can see the x-axis is here -1 by 2, y-axis here -1, and is it touching the z-axis? No. So it is not touching the z-axis. So here we have the plane which is touching the x-axis at -1 by 2, y-axis at 1 or -1, sorry, and it is not touching the z-axis. So here the plane is represented. Now to work with these planes or practice these planes, what we can do, we can take the help of a site or a website which I am opening. You can go to this website and try with some of your own lattice planes. Please go through the website. It is having lots of information regarding the lattice planes and mirror indices. And you can go to this draw your own lattice planes. Click on that. Here, for example, 1, 1, 1. Click on view. So here you can see it is touching the x-axis at 1, y-axis at 1, and z-axis at 1. So this triangle plane or triangular plane is representing 1, 1, 1. So suppose if I want to make it 1, 1, 0, I can see this is the new plane which is touching the x-axis, y-axis, and it is not touching the z-axis. So this pink shaded area is your plane represented by Miller indices 1, 1, 0. Similarly, 1, 1, 2, you can see here. So 1 at x, 1 at y, and 2 if you take the reciprocal 1 by 2. So half of the z-axis here. So this triangle is your 1, 1, 1 by 2. Please go through this website, go through some of the lattice planes to clear the concept. Now let us continue with the presentation. So similarly, you can take or go to this particular website and practice some other lattice planes and practice them by first trying yourself and then verifying it with the website's solution. Now let us talk about point coordinates. So what are point coordinates? The coordinates of selected point in the unit cell are represented by point coordinates. Let us go through the point coordinates. So here we have the point. So these are the different points where we can put some coordinates around it. So here this is yellow point, okay? Yellow point. I think it is visible, yellow, this area. Okay. Now, this point is 1 0 0. So in the x-axis it is touching the x-axis only, and it is this point is not touching y-axis or z-axis, therefore it is 0 0. Similarly, this point here at top is touching all the axes. So x-axis, yes, it is touching x-axis, y-axis and z-axis. So this is 1 1 1. This point is not touching the x-axis or y-axis, it is only touching the z-axis, therefore it is 0 0 1. Similarly, this point, okay, here at the bottom, this point is touching the x-axis by 1 by 2, because this is the x-axis direction. Okay, so 1 by 2. It is touching the y here, so it is touching the y at 1. Is it touching the z-axis? No, this point is not touching the z-axis, therefore it is 0. So 1 by 2, 1, 0. These are the point coordinates, and this is how we can represent point coordinates. So the number represents or refers to the distance from the origin. So this is our origin. In that case, these numbers are representing the points from the origin. So let us try to draw 1 bar 0. Remember, 1 bar is representing -1. So we have to shift the origin. In that case, 1, so x-axis, we are moving towards x-axis in 1. Here, -1 represents minus. So in the y direction, we are moving in this direction. This is the minus y direction. Here, this direction is our plus y direction. So we are moving towards the left. So from here, this point, we are moving towards the left. So minus y, -1, and 0 because this point is not touching the z-axis. So this is our 1 bar 0 point here. Now coming to the shifting, if you shift the origin from here to here, okay, if you shift the origin, then the new point will be here, where you will get 1, because this is plus y, then here you will get minus y in this direction. Okay, this direction is minus y. So you have shifted from this origin on the right, O bar, to the left in the y direction by 1. So it is touching the x. So x is 1. Moving left, minus y, and z, it is not touching the z axis. So here you have the 1 bar 0 by shifting the origin. Now let us talk about the crystal planes. So planes in the crystal are described by the notations given by the Miller indices. So we have seen the planes in the previous slides also. Miller indices of a plane are indicated by HKL notation, and these are generally given by the reciprocal of the intercepts. We have seen in the last slide also. Remember, you should always take the reciprocal, and while taking the reciprocal, you should always try to round out these numbers in normal integers. We will see that in the upcoming slide. So what are the planes? For example, this is 1 1 0 plane, 1 0 0 plane, first image, second image is 1 1 0, and third image is 1 1 1. We have gone through them the previous slide, and how to get these planes I have explained in the previous slide. Now coming to the other planes, so here you have 1 0 0, 0 1 0, because this plane is touching only the y-axis, it is not touching x or z-axis. Similarly, here you have 0, 0, 1 plane which is touching only the z axis. It is not touching x or y axis. Similarly, here it is touching x axis and y axis, not touching the z axis. Therefore, 1, 1, 0. This plane is touching the x axis and z axis. Therefore, it is 1, 0, 1 because it is not touching the y axis. Similarly, last plane is represented by 0, 1, 1 because this plane is only touching the y axis and z axis. So these are the some of the common planes which you can derive. Apart from that, let us try to go in a reverse direction where we have the planes and we have to find the Miller indices. So now for that, what we can do, we first have to always follow the right-handed coordinate system. Okay, so in the right axis, we will have the plus, the up, you have the plus, and this direction is your plus. So plus x, plus y, and plus z. So that means this direction is your minus x. Opposite to plus y is your minus y, and going downward, you will get minus z. So always use the right-handed coordinate system. Second, subtract the coordinate of tail from the head. Let us try to understand what this line means. Second, clear all the fractions and reduce the Miller indices to the lowest integers possible. And at last, you should enclose the number within a square bracket that will represent the Miller indices of a plane. And negative, I told you, negative numbers should be replaced by the number, and above that you should put a bar. So here we have the unit cell. This point is 0, 0, 1. This point is 0, 1, 1. Similarly, we have here this point is 1, 0, 1, x1 touching 1. It is not touching the y axis, it is touching the z axis. Similarly, we have the last 0, 1, 1 and here. So remember, this is our tail point and here we have the head point. Okay, so the arrows is showing the head and here you have the tail. So tail is at 0, 0, 1 and at 0, 1, 1 we have the head. Now let us try to get the Miller indices. So subtract the head and tail. So you have the head here represented by 0, 1, 1 and then tail here which is given by 0, 0, 1. So subtract the tail from the head. You will get the number 0, 1, 0. Put them inside the square bracket. This is your final Miller indices. Similarly, if your direction is here, starting from here, ending at here, so the tail is here, head is here, so 1, 0, 1, and you are moving towards 0, 0, 0. So 0, 0, 0 minus 1, 0, 1. Here you have the head and here you have the tail. And you will get minus 1, 0, minus 1. So we don't write minus 1. Instead we put 1 bar, 0, 1 bar and enclosed within a square bracket. So that is our Miller indices. Now coming to the third. So here we have the head and here we have the tail. So subtract the tail from the head. So 1, 1 by 2, 0 minus 0, 1, 1. You will get 1 minus 1 by 2, 1. So here you have fraction in the y axis. So reduce the fraction. So For that, take the LCM and you get 2, 1 bar, 2 bar. Okay, and this is our Miller indices for the third image. Now let us talk about parallel Miller planes. So in a lattice, we can have planes which are parallel to each other. So how can we represent that? For example, this is our first plane. It is represented by 1, 1, 1. So this triangle is 1, 1, 1 plane. Second triangle, we have 1 by 2, 1 by 2, 1 by 2, because these are the coordinate points at the half of x, y, and z direction respectively. So these two planes, plane number 1 and plane number 2, are parallel to each other. So they will not touch each other. And if drawn in a unit cell, we can have the outer bigger x area represented by 1, 1, 1, and the inner smaller area represented by 1 by 2, 1 by 2, 1 by 2, or if you take the integer or convert it into a integer, you will get 2, 2, 2. So you have 1, 1, 1 here and 2, 2, 2 here. Now, from the figure you can see the area covered by the plane 2, 2, 2 is half of the area covered by the plane 1, 1, 1. So 1, 1, 1, here you have the area. Okay, and if you go through the second plane, which is 1, 1, 1 here, okay, smaller one. So 1, 1, 1 area is half of the area covered by 2, 2, 2. Okay, so 2, 2, 2 is smaller area compared to 1, 1, 1. So remember, in Miller planes, the planes with smaller numbers have bigger areas. This can be a thumb rule. With this, I would like to end the lecture. Thank you for going through the lecture. If you have not subscribed the channel, then I would recommend or request you to please subscribe the channel and share this video with your friends. If you have any comments or suggestions, you can put those suggestions and comments in the comment section. Thank you and have a nice day.